The simple husband, the royal palace of Elvakar, shone like a crystal in the sky. It floated above the clouds, supported by ancient alien technology. Inside its golden halls lived the most powerful bloodline in the known galaxy. But that day, all eyes were on just one figure, the human. His name was Marcus Hale, a former Earth engineer. Now husband to Princess Cholera of Elvakar. No one could understand why she married him. He was quiet, plain, and lacked any royal blood. To the Elvakari, he was barely more than a pet. The nobles whispered behind golden fans and gleaming masks. He eats with his hands, they said. He can't even speak in harmonic tones, but Princess Cholera never answered them. She only smiled, as if she knew something they didn't. In truth, she thought he was simple too, gentle, loyal, harmless. A calming presence in her stormy royal life. That was enough for her until the day everything changed. It began with a scream, the kind that made palace walls shake and guards draw weapons. Cholera ran to the throne chamber, her heart racing. She expected an assassin, maybe a political uprising. What she found instead was silence and Marcus, standing alone. Around him, 10 royal guards lay unconscious, their weapons scattered, armor dented. Marcus stood tall in the center, calm, his shirt torn and his hands glowing faintly blue. Cholera froze. Her voice was a whisper. What happened? Marcus looked at her, his eyes sharper than she had ever seen. They tried to take you, he said. I couldn't allow that. She blinked, her thoughts racing. The guards were the best in the galaxy, handpicked, trained in the void. No, one man should have been able to bring them down. Especially not her quiet Earth husband. You're not just an engineer, she said slowly. He nodded. No, he said. I pulled out for a reason. Her heart skipped. Pulled out of what? But before he could answer, alarms echoed through the halls again. This time it wasn't a palace matter, it was planetary. Something massive was descending from orbit. Marcus looked up, his hand curled into a fist. Stay behind me, he said. And that was when Cholera realized her husband wasn't simple. He was something else entirely, and the galaxy was about to find out what. His hidden past. The palace shook as the sky darkened. Cholera watched through the glass wall as a massive alien warship descended from orbit. Its hull was black and jagged, covered in red markings that burned like fire. The banners of the Zarkith Empire. They had not dared approach Elvakar in over 200 years. Until now, guards rushed through the halls, shouting orders. But none of them got close to Marcus. They still remembered what happened in the throne chamber. Cholera stood by his side, confused, frightened, and burning with questions. Marcus, she said softly. Who are you? He looked at her, eyes no longer soft and gentle. Now they were sharp, cold, calculating. I was part of Earth's Black Division, he said, a program erased from records. Built for war, trained for survival. Cholera felt her legs weaken. You never told me. I didn't want to, Marcus said. I wanted peace. I wanted you, outside. The warship landed in the palace courtyard. Elvakari defense turrets powered up. But Marcus raised his hand. Tell them to stand down, he said. They're not ready for what's coming. Cholera stared at him. You can't stop them. Alone, he didn't answer. Instead, he walked toward the palace gates. His torn shirt fluttered behind him, his hands glowing with that same faint blue light. The guards stepped aside, unsure, afraid. Cholera followed close behind. Outside, a Zarkith war captain stood tall, armor steaming from atmospheric entry. He looked at Marcus and sneered. A human, he growled. This is the husband the princess chose. Marcus stepped forward. I'm not here for speeches, he said. Release the royal children you took from the eastern colonies. The captain laughed. They are spoils of conquest. Take one more step, and you'll join them. Marcus tilted his head slightly. Then he moved. No one saw it clearly. One moment he was still, the next he was inside their formation. Zarkith soldiers flew backward, thrown by invisible force. Weapons melted in their hands, armor cracked. Cholera gasped. This wasn't just strength. This was controlled fury, a weapon in human skin. The captain roared and charged, but Marcus met him with a strike to the chest. His hand flared blue. And the captain collapsed in a heap of twisted metal. The Zarkith survivors retreated. They didn't even try to recover their fallen. They ran. Marcus turned back, breathing slow and steady. His shirt was burned away completely, revealing marks on his chest. Earth's old military codes. The codes of men who were ghosts. Men who were not meant to survive. Cholera walked to him, her voice soft again. Why me? She asked. Why did you choose to live here, with me? In peace. Marcus looked at her. Because peace is harder than war, he said. Because with you, I found something worth protecting. She touched his hand gently. And now he looked up at the sky. I pulled out of the program, he said, but it seems the galaxy won't let me go. If they come again, I won't hide. Kylira stood beside him. No, she said, you won't face them alone. And in that moment, the alien princess and her once simple human husband stood as equals, a warrior and a leader, ready to face the coming storm. Together. The war. He tried to leave the next morning. The sky above Elvakar was filled with ships. Not one, not 200s. Zarkith battlecruisers floated like black knives across the clouds. They had returned in force, not for diplomacy, but for revenge. In the palace war chamber, alarms echoed through crystal walls. Holograms showed battle lines forming in orbit. The royal guard stood ready. The princess's council whispered of evacuation, but Kylira did not move. She stood at the center with Marcus beside her. Silent but sure. This is madness, one elder shouted. You should have never married a human. Marcus didn't flinch. He had heard worse. He only looked at Kylira and asked, are you ready to trust me again? She nodded without hesitation. With my life, she said. He closed his eyes. His body glowed faint blue, then brighter. The old military coat on his chest lit up like fire. Kylira stepped back as his figure changed. Armor rose from under his skin, not metal, but something alive, something ancient. This isn't Earth tech, she whispered. Marcus opened his eyes. No, he said, this is what Earth used to win its final war. The armor wrapped around him like liquid steel. It was quiet, smooth and deadly, and it responded to his mind like a second skin. Outside, the people of Elvakar gathered. They looked up at the sky in fear, but when they saw Marcus walk out of the palace gates, something changed. They didn't see a human, they saw a force. One by one, the people stepped aside. No orders given, just respect. He walked through the main square, heading for the launch platform. The princess followed, in full royal armor. Together, they boarded a ship unlike any other old vessel buried under Elvakar's throne for centuries. Now reactivated by Marcus's presence. In orbit, the Zark fleet opened fire. Lasers rained down toward the surface. But before they could strike, Marcus's ship rose from the clouds, faster than light, cutting through the enemy formation. He didn't fire first, he gave them a chance. Withdraw. He said into open comes, or be removed. They laughed, then they fired. The battle lasted for minutes. That was all it took. Marcus moved like lightning. Every weapon that touched his ship shut down before it hit. He boarded the enemy flagship himself, with nothing but his armor and rage. When the princess found him on the bridge, the enemy command had already surrendered. Marcus stood surrounded by broken weapons. Not a single drop of blood on him. He turned to her and said, it's done. Back on Elvakar, the people cheered. The enemy fleet left without another word. No one questioned his place again. No one called him simple. Later, Kylira stood with him under the stars. She held his hand gently. You never told me you were this powerful, she said. Marcus smiled. Just a little. You didn't need a weapon, he said. You needed a partner. She leaned against him. And now, he looked up at the stars. Now they know what I am, he said. And now, they'll think twice before touching what I protect. And with that, the galaxy learned the truth. The quiet human wasn't just a husband, he was Earth's last weapon, and the one thing you should never threaten was someone he loved.